The Human-Centric Storytelling is a series of reflections and conversations that provides an overview, tools, and frameworks from world-class marketing leadership in human-centric approach to storytelling. From over 2 decades of leading brands like Nokia, Nike, Adidas, and most recently as Chief Marketing Officer at Saucony. During this podcast, I will introduce you to concepts of brand marketing, communications, and successful frameworks that the most loved brands use in their day-to-day work. We'll also discuss various disciplines and the roles that these brands play in the development of culture, art, and society as a whole, from large iconic to small and scrappy marketing programs, from inspiration to humanizing your brand. I am Fabio Tambosi, your host, a multicultural and true international marketer known for building and creating emotive brand stories in today's fast-changing digital landscape and leading highly collaborative teams, all rooted in my lifelong experience as an elite soccer player. Listen in to hear how brands, people, and the world of marketing is undergoing a radical transformation and how global leaders are changing the world by using the power of human-centric stories and social media. In this episode today, we're going to talk about how you can leverage authentic voices to humanize your brand. It is time to shift from campaigns to conversations. People are simply tired of being sold to. Your consumer is looking for brands to fall in love with on their own and making their own decisions on the products that best fit their needs. Brands that constantly focus on pump out products and campaigns like machines are coming across as untrustworthy, which leads to loss of credibility. In a time where we over-communicate so much through technology and robots, people want to talk to other people. The post-pandemic will accelerate in the era of human-centered storytelling. If you have not adapted your approach to this current and very present need, then you are at the cusp of losing touch and emotional connection with your audience. But don't worry, with every change comes an opportunity. The good news is that your brand is already made up of people. There are plenty of people who are craving the need for more human interaction and ready to advocate for brands with purpose-driven messages, as long as they are authentic to your brand values. All you have to do is hold yourself accountable for it. Bringing people to the forefront of your story makes your brand feel warm and welcoming. It allows people to feel like they can develop a meaningful relationship with your brand. It humanizes it. When people feel like they have a personal relationship with your brand, it creates loyalty and trust, which will keep them coming back and converts consumers into advocates. While it's important for brands to show their own people as being the operators behind the curtain when crafting campaigns, brand employees might not have the reach and persuasive ability as someone who does it for a living. This is where finding the voices that matter comes in. These people are not the traditional digital influencers. They are key opinion leaders that have authority and credibility in their field of expertise. They can create both credibility and increase visibility for your brand. Finding voices to communicate your brand big ideas will elevate any marketing campaign. Most of the time, people want to stay culturally connected, up to date on the latest trends and relevant topics. They look for key opinion leaders to find the next best and brightest of any product, service, and experience in the current market. Building an integrated activation platform can give you agility and a higher impact on your brand to connect consumers. The challenge comes in when looking to identify the perfect match for your brand and your message. Like snowflakes, not two people are quite the same. They appeal to different audiences, have different levels of interaction with their fans, admire people of different demographics, and create different relationships with consumers for your brand. Ideally, every campaign will have a mix of different voices to reach the maximum number of people. The first thing to consider when selecting the perfect key opinion leader for your brand is the reach and, most importantly, engagement. There are benefits to every scale of reach through the spectrum. High impact ambassadors will be the rock stars of your campaign. Their star power speaks for itself. They will have the most visibility and the largest audience and include high-profile celebrities, athletes, or models. The innovators are the stars on the rise, but with a twist. These are the trendsetters, the people to watch. If you use properly, innovators, creators can make your brand stand out like no other. The last stage is the grassroots voices. These are the popular but still smaller scale influencers. The benefit to grassroots influencers is that they often have a niche following to target particular audience for your brand. Additionally, their smaller following allows for greater interaction and higher engagement with the followers, further developing the audience relationship with your brand. These three archetypes can be profiled into even more specific definitions for a purposeful selection. Going from the high impact to innovators to grassroots, you have brand fit, people with authentic affinity to your brand values or friends of the brand. Credibility, people that bring relevance and authority both in and outside of your brand space are key opinion leaders that shape consumers' views. Style leaders, people with a distinctive style, a disruptor of the space. They are respected for trailblazing. They are always one step ahead. Resonance. People with an aligned values or beliefs are highly engaged across platform and active with integrity in a purpose-driven mission. Relevance. People who are accessible and attainable to the brand audience. They're active users of your product or services and have a potential for exponential growth. A combination of different profiles of these voices will create a well-rounded mix of touch points to connect consumers with the different dimensions of your brand. Having this variety will allow your brand to be associated with the popularity and star power of larger key opinion leaders, while still giving the accessibility and familiarity that micro-influencers offer. How different types of voices are leveraged is equally important to select the right archetype for your brand. Your brand should use each persona in engagements that play to their strength and authentic way to your brand values. It should feel natural that the creator is using or speaking about your brand in their storytelling. Here's a short example of what this could look like. Would you want Kendall Jenner to explain the medical benefits of each ingredient of your new vegan face wash? Maybe you leave that one for the medical opinion leaders. But Kendall is a perfect fit for posting on Instagram that she uses face washing because it leaves her with her flawless skin. Using various influencers like putting together many different puzzle pieces to create one cohesive, beautiful picture of your brand. Each key opinion leader plays an integral role in telling a deeper brand story. However, each of them will fit into the story differently. Having a voice that represents your brand values allows consumers to peel back the curtain that can make brands seem like emotionless machines and looking to see that brands are really just people. They can form relationships with people they can count on. People can trust. The human element makes your marketing campaign personal. It makes consumers feel connected. This connection, it's invaluable when it comes to building brand loyalty and making sales. The connection between people to people and then people to brand is everything. By creating these connections through different levels of influencers, brands will create impactful, accessible, and meaningful content that will drive the organization forward.